Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
We're getting new information after a father of two is shot and killed in a carjacking just outside of his Southfield home. We'll tell you what the police chief is saying about the crime. But first, the House votes to boost relief payments for American families from $600 to $2,000. The move setting up a showdown in the Senate. We'll tell you what we're learning there as well. Plus, a look at when we can finally see that relief money. But first, if you're just joining us, Governor Gretchen Whitmer provided an update just a few minutes ago on the coronavirus pandemic here in our state and our state's response.
Our numbers have continued to improve. And now, because of the actions that we've taken and because so many Michiganders have done their part, our numbers are better than all of our Midwestern neighbors. These numbers are encouraging. We will continue to monitor them closely to see if holiday travel will have a significant impact. And so I'm asking that everyone continue to do what you have been doing. Stay home for New Year's, maybe get some takeout, support your local restaurants and local businesses, but stay close to home and celebrate responsibly.
The governor also signed a bipartisan supplemental state budget. That includes $106 million in relief. Governor Whitmer says that the relief plan will provide families and small businesses with the support that they need to stay afloat as vaccines are distributed. The governor also signed a bipartisan bill to extend unemployment benefits from 20 to 26 weeks through March. The governor also had this message for the federal government.
Once again, I want to urge the federal government to pass a bill that includes $2,000 in stimulus checks for American families. It's the right thing to do.
And speaking of the federal government, here is a look at where things stand right now on Monday, there was a big rebuke for President Trump in the House of Representatives. And as Chris Pallone reports, a showdown now looms in the Senate over how big your coronavirus stimulus check will be.
The House of Representatives has voted to override a Trump veto for the first time in his presidency. It's over a key military funding bill. And now the question is, will Senate Republicans back the bill or the president? A bipartisan rebuke for President Trump.
The yeas are 322. The nays are 87.
More than a two-thirds House majority voting to override his veto of the National Defense Authorization Act, the first time it's happened during the Trump presidency. Mr. Trump said he vetoed the bill because it would allow for the renaming of military bases which now honor Confederate military leaders, and because it fails to strip liability protections from websites over what their users post.
The bill is passed.
The override followed a close vote in the House to increase coronavirus stimulus checks from $600 to $2,000, a move pushed by the president but backed by Democrats.
Do you support the $2,000?
Yes.
This is not a stimulus. It is not. And it does nothing to help get people back to work.
It sets up a test for Republicans in the Senate who generally oppose increasing the stimulus checks.
I am telling Donald Trump, don't just talk about it, act. These Senate Republicans have followed you through thick and thin. Get them now to act and support the $2,000 checks.
But there's no guarantee Majority Leader Mitch McConnell will even bring the measure to the Senate floor for a vote. And to that end, Vermont Independent Senator Bernie Sanders says he will object and hold up a vote to override the Trump veto on the military spending bill until he gets a vote in the Senate on increasing the stimulus money. This Congress ends on Sunday. In Washington, Chris Pallone, NBC News.
All right, thank you, Chris. Let's take a look at the coronavirus numbers for you today. On the national front, the United States has passed 19,334,000 coronavirus cases, and sadly, more than 335,000 people have died from this virus. These are numbers from the Johns Hopkins University database. 1 in 1,000 Americans have now died from COVID-19 since the nation's first reported infection last January. Here at home, we are expecting new coronavirus case numbers sometime this afternoon. But as of Monday, state officials reported more than 3,200 new cases and 60 additional deaths. That is a two-day total for both Sunday and Monday. In the meantime, the U.S. has reported a record number of patients in the hospital with COVID-19 on Monday. 121,235 people were hospitalized. And with hospitalization rates this high, doctors are warning that hospitals will soon have to begin rationing care for sick patients. Dr. Fauci is concerned things are only going to get worse before they get better.
That in addition to the surge, we're going to have an increase superimposed upon that surge, which could make January even worse than December. I hope not. I hope that doesn't happen, but it certainly is possible.
On the vaccine front, as of Monday morning, the CDC's COVID data tracker has reported just over 2 million people have received their first vaccine dose. Now, the administration did say that the goal was for 20 million people to be vaccinated by the end of the year. And Dr. Fauci is saying that the U.S. is, quote, not where we need to be or where we wanted to be at this time.
We certainly are not at the numbers that we wanted to be at the end of December. You heard talking about 40 million doses for 20 million people. I mean, even if you undercount, 2 million is an undercount. How much undercount could it be? So we are below where we want to be.
Dr. Fauci says that he thinks there will be some momentum in January and that will hopefully get the U.S. caught up on the projected pace of the vaccinations. Just into the Local 4 newsroom, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris and her husband, Doug Emhoff, have received the coronavirus vaccine. The couple both getting the Moderna vaccine at the United Medical Center. That's in Southeast D.C. And you might remember President-elect Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden have both received their vaccines last week. Mourners continue saying goodbye to Wayne County Sheriff Benny Napoleon, a man who dedicated his life to law enforcement. This is video from Swanson Funeral Home right there on East Grand Boulevard in Detroit. Napoleon died on December 17th at Henry Ford Hospital, just 3 weeks after going on a ventilator with COVID-19. He was 65 years old, and we spoke with Detroit Police Chief James Craig, who remembers Napoleon for his legacy in law enforcement.
Benny was a great man, and I remember one of the youngest police chiefs during his time of any major big city, which is a phenomenal accomplishment. And so I had a chance to watch, and certainly that was an inspiration to me. So he absolutely will be missed.
Napoleon will be laid to rest during a private funeral service with the family. And just a correction, he was at a viewing today at Greater Grace Temple. Well, we are getting new information this afternoon after a father of two is shot and killed in a carjacking just outside of a Southfield home. This happened Sunday night right near Northwestern Highway and Franklin Road. Let's turn things over to Priya Mann. She joins us now live this afternoon with a look at what the Southfield Police Chief has to say about the investigation. Priya?
Hey, Evrod, there's a lot of new information coming out today. Perhaps the most important, Southfield Police do have a person of interest. He's not in custody. He's in the hospital. That 25-year-old shooter injured in a shootout with the victim. Now, Southfield Police believe that the victim, Frederick Hudson, may have known something was wrong. When he parked in his driveway, he stayed in his vehicle. That's when another vehicle pulled up. There were 3 people inside. One had a gun. There was a shootout between that gunman and the victim. The victim, Frederick Hudson, is a licensed CPL holder. Hudson was killed, and the suspected shooter took off in Hudson's vehicle. The police chief spoke about Frederick Hudson, who is married, has 2 children, and who was protecting his family who were inside the home when the shootout happened Sunday evening.
We do not believe that this crime was a random act of violence. We believe that Mr. Hudson was targeted and followed home where he was fatally assaulted. There's been a huge amount of anger resulting in Mr. Hudson's murder.
And yesterday, Hudson's wife, Ebony, spoke to Local 4. She heard the gunshots, rushed outside, saw her husband lying in the driveway. Again, Southfield Police do have a person of interest. They are narrowing their investigation onto that person. He's a 25-year-old man who in the past has been charged with carjacking and armed robbery. He wasn't convicted, but he does have a criminal past. Coming up tonight, you're going to hear lots more about this case and the latest on the investigation. Reporting live from Southfield PD, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
A lot of new details coming out about this one. Priya, thank you for the update. All right, coming up right here on Local 4 News at noon, Andrew Humphrey is in for Brandon this afternoon with a look at your forecast. Plus, a 6.3 magnitude earthquake rattles the nation in the European Union. We'll tell you what country was impacted and what we're learning about the disaster.